He's done it. As well's got the finish. That's in towards Tommy Conway.
Goal!
Runners around him, goes on his own and scores a glorious goal.
Ruthless stuff for Bristol City.
Friday night in the Sky Bet Championship and, of course, a bank holiday weekend in Bristol. For some, it's a night out on the town. For others, it's sanding down the banisters. But Nigel Pearson's Bristol City are spending the start of the three-day bank holiday weekend at the MKM Stadium. Hull City have had a fairly positive start to the season, 2 wins from 3 in the league so far, and sit in 7th place in the Championship. And a positive start for Bristol City too. But after a home defeat against Birmingham City on Saturday, the Robins will be looking to respond. So can City replicate the display against Millwall last time out on the road tonight? And will new signing Taylor Gardner-Hickman play a part in tonight's proceedings? Well, those questions and more will be answered in the next couple of hours right here on Robins TV. And to help me with answering them, please welcome City striker Tommy Conway. TC, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Last time I think it was probably a sort of a table and chairs against the wall like deck chair. Now, what do you think of our new surroundings?
I know, I said it when I walked in, you've had a right old upgrade this year, haven't you? So now I'm enjoying it so far.
Listen, obviously Saturday was disappointing, but one of those sort of games where you probably learn more than others. So what were the takeaways from that game?
I think, like you said, we were all disappointed to not get more from the game on Saturday. So I think we had to go away the past couple of days, have to work on what we didn't do so well. I think from set pieces we obviously conceded. We had to get better at that. We worked on that over the past couple of days, like I said. So yeah, we didn't really have much time to work on stuff, but hopefully the boys can go there, put it right tonight. Okay.
People have been talking about the away performance at Millwall, and we said in the intro there about replicating that. What does that mean in real terms? What do we have to do tonight? What was good at Millwall that we can do again tonight?
I feel like at Millwall we dominated the ball real well. We nullified their threats. I think going past the years, I think Millwall are really, really good side. When you go to their place especially, they're really good at the den. So I think the boys done really well to dominate the ball there, and like we said, we got the reward at the end with J-Mo popping up and scoring. So if we can do that again tonight against Hull, they like to dominate the ball as well, but if we can as well, I think we'll have more than enough to beat them.
It certainly pleased the away supporters. Friday night trip to Hull on a bank holiday weekend is quite an ask, isn't it? But the Bristol City fans are incredible.
I know, yeah. I was thinking before like the last time we went to Hull was the first game of last season, and the fans turned up in numbers, and it's a hell of a way to go. So hopefully they can get there tonight and get behind the boys. And it really does make a difference, doesn't it? Tell us, from pitch side, from where you are, you can hear that roar, and it really can, be the 12th man sometimes. Yeah, 100%. I think the fans are everything in football, and when they're behind you especially, it makes you want to do so much more, it makes you want to run more, makes you want to score. Like literally, I don't think that they realise how much of an influence they have on us. So if they can get behind us tonight and for the rest of the season, then hopefully we can repay them. All right, more from UTC on the way very surely indeed. You're watching Robins TV. Well, the team news is indeed in from the East Riding in Yorkshire. The man with all the details, as ever, is Toby Osborne. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Downsy. Good evening, everybody. Well, Liam Rossinia's side are unchanged as they look to go 3 from 3 after over 100 appearances for both Nice and 70 for Fulham. Seri is part of a very strong midfield too alongside Slater. Beyond them are the real attacking threats though. Turkish international Tufan, who's been in superb form so far this season, alongside Traore, and then Burnley loanee Scott Twine as well. Beyond them, Man City loanee Liam Delap scored just 3 on loan at Stoke City last season, so a bit of a point to prove for the Tigers throughout this campaign. Estupinian is benched, and Connolly, who has 3 so far this season, may feel a little bit hard done by that he's only on the bench this evening. A very strong Hull City starting 11. As for Bristol City, well, 3 changes for them. One is forced, of course, with Dickey suspended at the moment. Naismith slots in at centre-half alongside Viner, Pring and Tanner. The midfield 3 of James, Knight and Williams remains, but Mehmeti and Cornick are on the bench, with Sykes and Wells taking up those places in the starting 11. New signing Taylor Gardner-Hickman comes into the squad as well. And Yeboah, of course, looked very bright against Birmingham on Saturday last weekend. He's on the bench again. He may have a point to prove later on and a big impact as well. A very strong bench for Bristol City that includes Mehmeti, King, Cornick, Vyman and Hayden Roberts, of course, as well. Right, let's hear from the gaffer to explain that starting 11.
Nigel, let's start with the team news. Cal Naismith starts his first game of the season. Is his return from injury timely given Rob Dickey's absence?
Yeah, sometimes these things happen with really good timing. And I think Cal being involved in a few squads has been beneficial to him as well. So look, he's got lots of experience and we'll need that tonight, because obviously Rob started the season really well. But look, we look forward to tonight. We want to try and put on a good performance, but more importantly, we want to get back to winning ways tonight. But tough game, but we'll take it on.
Naki Wells is back up front in a very quick 3. How desperate will he be to get his league goal campaign off to a good start?
Naki always judges himself by goals, which is fine. But as I had a little chat with him the other day, and I said, look, what I like from my strikers is for them to be good team players too, and providing he's doing the work rate, the leg work that we need. I don't mind who scores goals, but yeah, I mean, for him, for his own sort of well-being, he likes to score goals, and of course, he's a player that I trust, and I really want him to go out there and put in a good performance tonight. It's always about trying to get out onto the field the 11 that we think's best to start in any game, and we have a strong bench too.
You've got Andy Vyman back on the bench, and Taylor Gardner-Hickman, given he might be cup-tied, and how and what have you seen over the last few days from him?
Well, he's settled in really well. I like what he brings to the group, but more than that, it's about what he brings as a footballer. I think he's very ambitious. He's a really good age for us. He's got experience, versatility. We saw him in a training session yesterday, and when he plays through the middle in his preferred position as a midfielder, then he brings a lot of positive attributes. So wherever we decide to utilise him, whether that's tonight or here on in, I know he'll bring positive things to the side. So we're really delighted to have him, because it strengthens what we've got.
Nigel Pearson chatting to Dave Barton there up at the MKM. 3 changes then, Tommy. What do you think of tonight's team?
Yeah, I think every team that we put out is a strong one, especially this year. We've built on the squad. We've got a real good squad now, so whoever comes in and out, it's always going to be a strong one. I think you can see that with the front line especially. Whoever comes in and out, it's always going to be a strong one.
And, the bench strong as well. And we've seen that utilised, really well, haven't we, in the last couple of games. So good to be able to do that. And tell us a bit about the new boy. Have you met him yet? How's he fitting in?
Yeah, Tells. Yeah, he's a real good lad. I had a sit down with him the other day on his first day. I had lunch with him, had a good chat, got to know him real well. So, yeah, I think he'll settle in really well, and hopefully he can do it on a pitch for us as well. Yeah,
absolutely. That's exactly what we want. Seeing as we've got you here and we haven't had you here for a long time, let's talk a little bit about you. You started in the academy, aged just 7. Can you remember that? Can you remember your first day?
Yeah, I remember it clear as day. I remember going in, shaking like a leaf, not knowing what was going on, but just wanted to enjoy playing football. So yeah.
And then trips out with Yate and with Bath City. Your first professional debut in 2021 against Coventry City, and that goal against Millwall that we all remember. The last couple of years for you have been amazing. Has it all been a bit of a whirlwind?
Yeah, like you just saying that to me there, it's all flashing before I can even think about it all. But yeah, especially this last year, it's been been mad really, and it's hard to put into words how it makes me feel, but I'm here now and hopefully I can build on that from last season and kick on again this year.
Where did you put the EFL Young Players Award from this time last year? Where is the actual trophy?
That's in my games room at home at my mum and dad's house. So yeah, I think that me and my dad, when we're watching games on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's always there. So when he has a little glance at it, he's always having a little smile to himself.
Did you know from that age that you were going to be a professional footballer? Were there any moments where you thought, actually, I want to start thinking about something else? Were there any other career options you thought of?
Yeah, I think my mum especially really drilled it into me. I need to think of like something else if I don't become a footballer, but I'll be honest, I always thought I was going to become a footballer, and I think that helped me because I always had that mentality that I want to become a footballer. I'd never had really a second thought, and it was either going to be that or nothing in my own head at that age. So yeah, I really think that helped me.
If you had to do something else, what would you do?
I was going to be a journalist.
Really?
Yeah, that was what me and my mum had decided at a young age, so yeah.
Love that. Well, you're in the right place for that tonight, so some people say. Let's talk a little bit about the injury. Obviously gutting, and not your first time either. How's the recovery? How's it going?
Yeah, really good recovery-wise at the minute. I think it's very similar to my last one, so I know exactly what I need to do to get back to where I was. As I come back last time, come back flying, so like I said, I need to do exactly what I done last time really. So it's real straightforward. Keep working hard every day. Don't let a day pass where I'm not working hard, and I'm sure that I'll reap the rewards when I'm back. And
that recovery process, you're still, with the squad, aren't you? You're still member, and that's a really important part of that to keep that sort of, certainly for your mental health as well. Yeah, definitely. I still love coming into training. Like, I'll never lose that. Speaking with the lads, still having the banter with the lads in the physio room, in the gym, like keeping the lads up when we get a result like we did on Saturday, like lifting the morale. Like, I still have a role to play whether I'm not playing. So even though I'm injured, I'm not part of the group. I'm still very much within it and trying to lift the spirits up all the time. Really important part of it. Talking about banter, you famously lived with Alex Scott, of course, who's departed these ways now. Have you got a new housemate yet? I do not. No. You could say he's still there because I'm on FaceTime with him quite a lot, but nah. I won't be getting a new housemate, but yeah. He's getting on all right? Yeah, he's flying. Yeah, he's obviously loving it. It's a new chapter in his life. The Premier League, he can't wait to make his debut, and obviously he's injured at the minute, but he's got that drive behind him like I do, and we can speak about it with each other about how our days have been, and we both want the same goal really, don't we? So yeah, he's enjoying it. Ah, bless. The academy process, the player pathway here at Bristol City is incredible. You are an example of that, and that's really important, isn't it? Yeah, 100%. It's really important for the lads in the academy now, especially because they can see that there is a pathway, and that gives them belief to it, and it makes them work harder. And I was the same when I was in the academy. I saw the likes of Joe Bryan, Bobby Reid. I saw all of those lads come up through, and it makes you think that I've got a chance here. And when you have that belief and you want to work hard and everything falls into play for yourself, then there's no reason why you can't make it at Bristol City. And for any young Robins watching here that are going, this is what I want to do, I know, like Tommy at 7, I want to be a professional footballer, what advice would you have for them? Just enjoy, especially at that age, at a young age, just enjoy playing football, work hard. It all sounds cliche, but it is so important for me. I've said it before, I would not get to where I am today without working hard, and that's the first thing that you have to do. So for me, those are the key ingredients. Good stuff. All right, TC, for now, thank you very much. Tommy is staying with us all evening, and we'll be co-commentating on the game with Toby on the way very shortly indeed. Still to come, we've got a look at some tactics, the threats that Hull might pose for us tonight, and of course for those watching the international stream, all the action from Yorkshire, all on the way after this short break.
Hi everyone, it's Matt here from the Robins Foundation. I am here today to say a massive thank you to all of our Robins Lotto members. It's thanks to all of you that over the last year we've been able to donate over £46,000 directly to the Robins Foundation, which goes straight towards supporting all of our amazing community projects. So huge thank you to all of our Lotto members. If you want to be in with a chance of winning huge cash prizes every week, whilst also supporting your community, then please head to the Robins Foundation website and sign up to the Robins Lotto today. Thank you.
Welcome back to Robins TV. It's our coverage of Bristol City's trip up to the East Riding of Yorkshire to take on Hull City in the Sky Bet Championship. More on that on the way very shortly indeed. But this week we also saw City defender Cam Pring put pen to paper to continue his journey as a Robin. And of course, Robins TV was there to capture the moment. Let's take a look.
Cam, a new 3-year deal at Bristol City. How does that feel?
Yeah, very good. It's been in the works for quite some time now, so yeah, I'm glad to get it over the line and time to kick on now for the season.
You say there, time to kick on, but is it reassuring to have your future secured for the next 3 years?
Yeah, like you said, it's security really. 3-year deal, I couldn't really ask for much more, so it shows good intent from the club, and yeah, time to push on and hopefully prove them right.
You joined Bristol City 7 years ago. You've made 130 odd senior appearances, but you're one of the more senior players now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a bit crazy to think about it really. I wouldn't have ever thought that would be the case, obviously growing up and yeah, being out on loan all the time. I wouldn't have ever thought that I'd come back here and be one of the senior players, especially this early, because I'm only still 25, so yeah, it's a bit crazy to think about.
A lot's been made of those 7 loans, but you made your debut Reading away, August 2021. But do you really feel it was last season that you kind of made your breakout and solidified your place in the first team?
Yeah, I think so. I think last season was kind of what I expect from myself, pushing forward. I think I still got a lot more to sort of give, but I think that's what I expect of myself. I want to be flying up the wing and creating goals and helping the team as much as possible. So yeah, that's what I expect of myself, and I feel like I've always got more to add to it.
You mentioned there flying up the wing, scoring goals, creating goals, but you've played in a number of positions over the last year really. You've played wing back, full back, left midfield, and even at centre back at times. But what do you feel is your best position?
I still think obviously left back is my best position. I feel defensively I'm quite sound, and I do like to get forward and join the attack. So yeah, I think left back. But I'm happy to play anywhere. I enjoy playing centre back. I enjoy playing left wing back. Centre back, it's nice when I play there. It's nice that the gaffer trusts me enough to actually fill in there and play there anyway. So yeah, I'm happy to play anywhere.
Do you think playing in those multitude positions, multiple systems, do you think that's really rounded you as a player?
I think so. I think like I said, you got to be more defensively sound in sort of when you're playing centre half than when you're playing at left wing back. You're sort of playing as a winger sometimes, so it's a completely different game when you think about it. So yeah, it's definitely helped my game overall. Yeah.
Played in the Prem.
There you go, Ryan Morgan chatting to Cam Pring there, and there's more on that interview on the YouTube at Bristol City. All the details at bcfc.co.uk. Right, well, there's no point in having a professional footballer in the studio without taking a look at some analysis, and let's take a look at some of Hull City's threats first of all, Tommy. We're going to look first of all at Ozan Tufan and taking a look at a couple of his goals. And essentially the headline here is, don't let him get into space. Look at all that space he's got there. What's going right and what's going wrong here?
I think we worked on it throughout the week, especially I was in the meetings where we nullified him as an individual. He's obviously got real good quality. He's an international for Turkey as well, so you can see in this clip here that we can't afford to give him any time, because he can pick out a moment of quality like this, and we don't want him doing that against us tonight. So hopefully we can nullify that tonight, and we'll be sound.
But how does he get into that much space? What's going wrong here, do you think?
I think the midfield have to pick up on the edge of the box, and you can see that it's the same here.
Yeah,
they're all on one line. There's no second line of defence in the box there, so no one can get pressure on it and block the shot essentially. So yeah, hopefully J-Mo will be there tonight in those specific areas in the box, and hopefully he can't score against us.
Yeah, and it's just, again, great goal, but that's what we've got to try and prevent tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, defo. I think you can see 2 quality finishes there as well, so he's got real good quality, like I said, so yeah, we can't afford to give him anything tonight.
It's amazing how much analysis does go on now. I mean, the data that you collect, and there's a lot of time actually spent with notepads and pens now, isn't there?
Yeah, defo. And like I said in the meeting, building up to this one, we nullified a couple of their individuals. They have threats, so hopefully the lads have took it on board, and they're clearing their minds on what they got to do tonight.
Okay, all right, let's take a look at another potential threat, and that's Aaron Connolly, and on the bench tonight, but he scored 2 against Blackburn, so someone, again, that we need to identify as a potential threat.
Yeah, another threat. He's a centre-forward. I've watched him when he played at Brighton in the Premier League, and you can see there, that's a great finish off the shoulder of the defender, which is what he likes to do. He's obviously quite small, but he's really sharp, and you can see from here, he's on the last shoulder again.
And as a striker, you can really appreciate these goals, because the feeling you get when you know.
Yeah, it's another great finish as well, and I think that was to win it, and you can see what it means to him. But yeah, if he comes off the bench, the boys have to be alert to that one as well.
That rush, when you see that gap, or a bit like Tufan, when you find yourself in that space, the adrenaline must be incredible.
Yeah, I think when it comes to you like that, and you know that there's a potential shot on goal, and you can potentially score, I think that's when you've got to remain calm and make sure you put it in the net first, and then you can celebrate. So it's quite hard, to be honest, trying not to celebrate before you put it in.
Yeah, I bet. Well, let's take a look now at perhaps how we can exploit Hull City. This is Jacob Greaves. He's a dangerous player, but getting well out of position here is the nightmare for him. Yeah. So in this sort of situation, how do you play it?
I think with Sykesy on that side especially, we can really exploit that side. I think Hull like to dominate the ball, and if he's essentially playing in a left-back role, which I think they do in possession, he'll be out there. If we get our press right high up the pitch, I think we can really hurt them, especially with Naki and Belly alongside him. If we can get the press right tonight, we can really hurt them there.
Yeah, does it again, find itself trapped out. We're supposed to be playing centre-back, find itself on the halfway line, and that's a real potential opportunity for us.
Yeah, and I think you back Sykesy and even Naki if he's spinning down that side, to beat him for pace, and you can see that they scored 2 from his errors, so for him being out of position, so hopefully we can do that again tonight. But he also is very good in possession. He's got a good diag on him. I think the lads worked on that one as well. I think him hitting a diag from left to right, I think, is a good strength for there, so hopefully we can nullify that one as well and do well tonight.
Okay, so what else is Nigel going to be saying to the boys tonight? What would be in the Tommy Conway team talk for the boys tonight?
I think just more of the same that we had before the Birmingham game. Obviously that was a small blip, but we were unbeaten up until then, and hopefully we can get back on the road tonight and get another 3 points. But essentially it would be get back to basics, have a clear head. Everyone knows what we're doing tonight. Do the basics well, press, work hard. It's what the gaffer wants all the time, so it will be no shock to the boys what he's saying. It's just up to them to go out and do that for him.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Tommy Conway, who will join Toby in commentary a little bit later on. Well, we have to say goodbye to everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook now. Of course, you can buy an audio pass for £2.50 bcfc.co.uk for all the details.